you get in?
I got into San Diego last night. I got in about 10:30.
Oh, yeah?
And I just came straight here basically this morning. Took a little walk. Ready for some action. Y'all been here the whole time?
Yes.
Has it been nuts?
Yes.
People are
Headbanging at the table?
Yes.
I'll slam on the table if anybody starts drifting off on it.
So they left Sam in another mess at the end of this year.
Yeah, that seems to be the common denominator of all the seasons is do something with Sam. Leave that cliffhanger. It's nice. I know they're putting trust in me, because they kind of leave it on the edge and go, all right, well, we'll see what happens next year. But it's nice, and I like. I will say that I've only read the first 4 episodes of the season. I'm only shooting the second, but I'm really happy with what's going on with Sam's character. They usually give you some meaty stuff, so it's challenging, and it's definitely like picking back up at a run. It's like we're easing back into the season because we're obviously picking up after the cliffhanger. I would hope that we don't just sit there and go, 1 year later. So definitely working hard. Anybody? Bueller?
What can you tell us about our seasons? Last year it was all very noir, apparently. So what can you tell us about?
Sure. Well, I can tell you what I know.
Yeah,
Not a lot. But obviously Supernatural has the habit of kind of having, we call it our big bad. So first it was Yellow-Eyed Demon, and then it was Lilith, and then it was Crowley, then it was... so each and every year we have some ultimate bad guy that will kind of... doesn't have to be a guy, it can be a bad girl. It's usually a bad thing. But we obviously have to deal with that, and with Cass and Crowley kind of pretty wacky and undisclosed. We're gonna encounter another big bad creature or set of creatures. I don't know exactly what they're gonna do. We obviously have a big bad. Unfortunately, I'm trying to dance my way around saying what it's called. I'm not doing a nervous sweating. But we obviously are going to have a new big bad that we're going to have to deal with. It's kind of, this season is taking us, Sam and Dean are kind of going Thelma and Louise, or I guess Butch and Sundance is probably can we cut the Thelma and Louise part and just say Butch and Sundance? So we're kind of off on our own again. I think another thing that we find in Supernatural is whenever we start getting, we certainly answer questions, but we also bring up further questions, but we make it bigger and bigger and bigger until it can't get any bigger. And so we have a good nucleus. Like, so we take it back to the boys, like Sam and Dean on the road, on the run, on their own, against all odds. And so we're going to have to, obviously, keep a big, you can't just go back to the storyline of like, oh, there's a really mean guy at the 7-Eleven, how are we going to get him? Like, we have to have a big bad, but it's much more just Sam and Dean this year.
Last season was very much Monsters of the Week. So is that still going to continue along with the arc?
It is. I mean, we are doing similar again, Monsters of the Week. We obviously had that big, our big arc was kind of the 100-episode arc of the first 5 seasons, right? That was the demon bringing in the angels, bringing in God, bringing in more demons and Lucifer, and that kind of went, and then we told that story. And so, short of going like, well, now he's back again, and like, oh, that damn Lucifer keeps getting us. We have to go somewhere else. I mean, not get rid of Lucifer completely, but we have to continue in another direction. And so what's been our kind of bread and butter is the Monster of the Week, because that's kind of what we set out to do. That was, I mean, when Supernatural started, the first I ever heard of it was like, hey, this is kind of like X-Files meets Twilight Zone meets, Route 66. And the idea being based on these stories that you can watch one up. That it's not like, every episode is so heavy with mythology that I feel like I can watch it 4 times before I see the next episode if I don't forget something. And so we certainly will go back to Monster of the Week. But obviously keeping some through lines to send us into the season.
What was it like having Jensen direct you this time?
It's great. It's great. Having worked with him for 6 years now as an actor, he and I know how to communicate. Is it hot, or am I just like...
No, it's you.
Jeez. Nasty. I'm start sweating at you guys. Having worked with him for 6 years, I know him really well. He and I are friends now. And so when he says something to me, he knows how to communicate. And that's, as an actor, I mean, the director sets up a shot and does this and that, and I offer my input, and then it's up to the director to communicate with the actors, to say like, hey, I'm feeling this, but I need to remind you that this just happened in the episode, and this is about to happen. So let me see that drive in Sam to propel him to what he does next scene when he's out on his own. Like, we want to see what is sending him there. And Jensen understands it as an actor. He understands me as a friend and as a fellow actor. And so it was very comforting. You know, he gets to set up his shots, and I just get to get on camera and, you know, take some. It's kind of like acting notes. We kind of direct each other anyways while we're acting, so it's kind of nice to it felt like just acting with a buddy, like working through scenes. It didn't feel like you do this, you do this. It felt like the old school, like rehearsing through a scene, blocking it, figuring out what works and what doesn't, and then moving forward.
You guys have tackled a few different genres on the show, like you had that Western episode, and the X-Files episode, the classic Monsters episode. If you had a choice, is there a genre that you would like to tackle that you haven't yet?
Western was it. I wouldn't mind delving back into Western. We've done, I mean, I can't, if there is a genre that we haven't done, there probably is, but I can't think of it. Western was always the one that for years we kind of screamed that we wanted to do. You know, he and I are both from Texas, kind of grew up, my old man watched Westerns and had John Wayne in and the whole lot. Good, the bad, and the ugly, and whatever you think of. But, so that was nice to do. And now it's sort of, now I feel maybe it's because that's what we're doing anyways, maybe law of self-fulfilling prophecies, but I feel like I want to go back to Monster of the Week again. It felt like, and maybe that's part of the art, is that Jared felt out of control while Sam was out of control. It's like, a Ruby? What? Like I'm drinking, like what? Okay, fine. Like I kind of felt like Sam. I don't know if that's because I was playing Sam for 14 hours a day or what, but now I feel kind of like, let's get back to what got us here in the first place and dance around with that a little bit and figure out the story. Kind of go back to square one. Not start over, because obviously we're still building, but to go back to fun games.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. I'm on fire.